Moin, as we say here in northern Germany, and this is very close to the Baltic Sea. And we're here in the middle, in the heart of Lübeck at the Klassik Altstadt Hotel, and we want to take you on a lovely little trip through the beautiful city of Lübeck. And with me today is Stephanie Ullrich, who has something special up her sleeve. She wants to show you the secret gardens of Lübeck. Stephanie, what have you got planned for us today?
Welcome from my side also. I'm quite excited to take you to some of the little alleyways, some of the courtyards of Lübeck, and show you some of the really nice little gardens in the backyards. And we'll just take a look around at things you might not have seen the first time you were in Lübeck, but please do come back. There's so much to be discovered in Lübeck still.
And everything's in bloom, and you'll see on the way there. Please notice all these wonderful flowers, and we'll tell you about them the minute we sort of go into one of these little secret gardens. Come on.
This is one of my favorite houses here on this island of the city center, because they've got Picasso's doves there on the shutters, and it's just a really, really nice little house. And usually the lady's outside looking after her roses and her flowers and this tiny little garden she has. So I envy those people a bit, because they just have this bit of garden and I have much too much at home.
And this is just around the corner from our
Yes.
Klassik Altstadt Hotel, which is absolutely perfect. You know,
Yes.
you come out of the door and you literally, if you
turn
see
left and there you
and
are.
there you
It's
are.
lovely.
You're in the magical area of Lübeck. Wonderful, these flowers in the middle of Lübeck, which is really, really great. And also I've heard that this flower represents prosperity and also abundance. And that's why they used to plant them in front of these houses, because they'd hoped that they would live with lots of fortune. So there's a lot of history to this flower. And I must admit, I used to think it was a weed. And it's actually a very important flower. So, hollyhock.
Yes, hollyhock.
This is just so amazing. You know, I have lived here for such a long time. I know next door is the Schiffergesellschaft, and just look at it. It really is like something like a secret garden. You're just walking through a little hole in the wall, and all of a sudden, you're there.
That's what I meant.
Place.
You don't have an idea. Actually, I have to admit that I haven't been into all of those. I've been through Lübeck, like all over this island of the city center, but I don't know all the places. I probably know a couple more than others, but yeah, there's still something to be discovered in Lübeck. Definitely.
This is so fantastic. And especially if you think about it, we have 80 of these places, and I only know about 12. So this is really lovely. Thank you.
Well, there's a list for you. Done that, seen that, bought the t-shirt.
And what's this place called? Schifferhof.
Schifferhof.
And it's still very close to the Klassik Altstadt Hotel.
Yes.
Wow. This looks really promising.
Yes, actually this is one of my favorite alleyways. It's from the 17th century. They renewed it in the 19th century. It's called Rose Alleyway, and we'll take a look inside, because just now in summertime it's really what it's called, so it really shows the roses. Please do have a look.
You never promised me a rose garden. So beautiful. This is almost fit. I can't get up here. This is absolutely amazing, guys. Do you know, this is such a beautiful smell. And can you imagine just living here in this little alleyway, and every morning when you come in, you're going to have this sensational smell of beautiful roses.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
Absolutely. This is one of my favourite streets, and I'll
Why
tell
is
you
that?
why. Well, look at it. I mean, it's full of beautiful little townhouses, and it almost reminds me, with all these beautiful trees, of Notting Hill. A little bit. It's just, yeah, it's my little favourite street in the old town of Lübeck. You can't imagine it normally. Come on.
That's true.
Because, you know, normally you've got all the red brick, and here it's like little pretty houses all in a row, and it's so quaint and so tranquil.
And you don't usually have the little front gardens
Exactly.
because we don't have space for that in town.
Exactly.
This was established as a foundation by a merchant in the 17th century, and it was meant to be housing for widows and orphans of his fellow merchants. So they had like a proper roof over their heads in some places. In some of these foundations, they even got a little pocket money and so on. So this is something very special. We still have 10 of those foundations here in Lübeck. And in some of them, you actually still have people living who don't have that much money. So they're allowed to live there, and they have a very nice house in the middle of the city center.
So where are we here? I mean, this is another kind of courtyard.
Yeah, that's another one of those foundations or courtyards, and also this one is still functioning. So people live here, and in the Middle Ages, elderly widows would have lived downstairs because they couldn't walk the stairs anymore, and younger widows would have lived upstairs. So also this was looking after merchants, widows and orphans. And Mr. John Fürchting, who founded this, he didn't have any children, and when he died he left a will that said, please establish this foundation and build this place. Okay. So it has existed since the 17th century.
Well, anyway, Stephanie, I think we've now more or less come to the end of this little city trip. And I thank you very, very much for showing us these
My
beautiful
pleasure.
insights with these absolute, I can only say, the secret gardens of Lübeck. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, and it's been very enjoyable. And thank you so much for following us. I think now you know that we do have a lot of secrets here in Lübeck, and this is just a little view into the backyards and the back courtyards and the life that the people live here. And I think when you come personally, then you'll have so many more. I think it's 80 altogether, 80 that you can visit. And we've actually cut it down to the ones that you can actually quite easily access when you come here, because they're all near to our Klassik Altstadt Hotel. So thank you so much for tuning in, and do come and visit us here in Lübeck, and we'll show you more than just the secrets of Lübeck. We'll show you the most beautiful gardens I think you've ever seen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.